What's up, guys? I'm Fabio Salas, and welcome to the Living Mad channel, where we talk all about the American dream. So today, I want to talk to you about time. But more specifically, I want to ask you a question. What is your time, your own personal time, worth to you? The reason I want to talk about this is because I saw a post on Facebook the other day that kind of triggered me a little bit. Not so much with the post, but with the comments that people were leaving on there as advice to the person who left the post. So I'm going to show you the post. I'm going to show you some of the comments. Then I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts on it in hopes to kind of get you thinking, not just about the post itself, but about your life and the way that you view and value your time. Before we move on, if you've enjoyed my content so far, I ask you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll move on. Alright, so I know some of you are probably watching this on your phone, so the screen's not going to be as big. So I'm going to read these posts to you so you can follow along. The original post says, I'm still active duty Navy with 12 years in. I know I don't have a lot more time, but I don't think I can do this anymore. They're talking about not a lot more time because in the military you can retire after 20 years. So as soon as I read that, I felt for the guy because I've known a lot of people in those situations, and I know how hard of a decision that is for people and how stressful it can be. So I wanted to go in and provide some words of encouragement. But as I was doing that, I got caught up reading some of the comments, and that's really what kind of triggered me a little bit. So first one says, don't faint, it's your breakthrough, because they're already past 10, so I guess the rest is easy. Another person says, yes, you can. It doesn't make sense to get it now. Why would it make sense to try to be happy? If you have to do it one day at a time, getting 20 in can help your latter days be your greater days. That almost sounds like a poem. Trust me, unless you have a specialized degree, and even with the degree, the civilian workforce isn't any better. I know a lot of people out there that were in the military that right now don't have degrees and are doing pretty well for themselves. I'm not saying you don't need a degree. I'm just saying it depends on what career you want, what it is you want to do outside of the military. You may not always need one. This person says, it was about that time in my career that I lost interest in Navy life. I stuck it out and selected duty stations where I was able to go to school. So this person realized they needed college to try to be successful in the civilian world, so they stayed in to get their degree, which for some people might be good advice, but again, you're sacrificing some time in your latter years that you should have put in at the start of your military career. Moving on, this person says, I wish I would have stayed in. As some have stated, if you get out, make sure you get a federal job. Apparently, federal job is the end-all be-all. Once you get a federal job, you'll never have to worry a day in your life. This guy says, I did 8.5 years Navy submarines, then shore duty, got out, joined Postal Service. I know a lot of military people that get out and join the Postal Service only because you can connect the retirement accounts. Not necessarily because they want to work for the Postal Service, but again, thinking about that retirement account. This guy says, civilian life is harder and it sucks. Man, I feel for you guys that are civilians. Everybody should be in the military because the military is glorious. It is perfect. Being a civilian sucks. I feel for y'all. Alright, this guy says, my biggest regret is quitting after 10 years. So apparently, if you get out of the military before you hit the 20-year mark, you're a quitter. I'm sorry to break it to you all who didn't make it to the 20-year mark, you're a quitter. I'm at 19 years, so I'm almost there. I'm not a quitter yet. The rest of you, apparently you're quitters. This guy says, when I hit my 20-year mark, I was very disappointed because they didn't make it to 20 years. I wish there was a group like this or simply someone that would have told me to stay in. You're almost at the finish line. 8 years is no time at all. No time at all? 8 years? Seems like a lot of time to me. This person agrees. Great advice. They made it through the hard part already. This person should stick it out and get a pension, then consider working on the desired field as a civilian. So don't even try to work on something you enjoy today. Suck it up for 8 more years, then go do what you want to do. Hopefully you don't die before then. This guy says stick it out for the retirement. It's pretty much the only retirement left out there. I'm telling you, if you're a civilian, you are screwed. Your life sucks. Retirement, there's no retirement options for you all. I don't know how you're all making it. Everybody should be in the military. This guy says you have to finish now. I got out after 10 years and regretted it, so of course everybody else is going to regret it too. This guy says you're over halfway there. Just sit down, reassess your situation. Do you really want to get out? If you decide to stay in, you can do it upside down. Apparently, that's a new thing. We can serve upside down now. I don't think I learned that in boot camp. I must have missed out on that class. This guy says I did 20, but it was hard. Made petty officer first class in 10 years, but that was my last promotion. So this guy did 20 years and didn't get any promotions in the last 10 years. I don't know their situation, so it's hard to pass judgment, but no promotions in the last 10 years, it's kind of questionable. I will say the last 3 years I had to grit my teeth a lot and bite my tongue every day. That sounds like an amazing life. All of you just suck it up, grit your teeth, just, yeah, that's the perfect job, perfect world. This guy says, 8 more years, you have a check for life and everything else that veterans get. Don't listen to that get out mess. Some of the ones that could not make it don't want you to see you make it either. Everybody's a hater apparently. This guy thinks everybody's a hater. Everybody's out to get you. I almost didn't re-enlist around the 12-year mark, but I talked it over with my wife and we got through it. Got through it. That's all you and your spouse need to do. Just get through it. Don't enjoy life. Don't try to create memories. Don't play with your children. Just get through it. That's all you got to do. Just get through it. We're all going to die anyway. Just get through it. I don't know your personal situation, but I do know this. I retired in January, and that retirement check goes a long way toward making up for not putting enough in TSP. For those of you that don't know what TSP is, Thrift Savings Plan, it's the military's and federal employees equivalent of like a 401k. It's our retirement plan. So this guy's saying, don't worry about planning and putting money in your retirement account. Just suck it up, stay in long enough to get a retirement paycheck, and you'll be all right. Okay. The person says, you will regret it later. Of course, everybody's going to regret it later. Having a retirement pension is your ticket to no worries. I know plenty of military retirees that are still living paycheck to paycheck in spite of getting a military retirement check. If you can't manage your money, it doesn't matter if you're making $50,000 a year or $1 million a year. If you can't manage your money, you're always going to have money problems. So, no, that's not the ticket to no worries. And then one of the comments I left on there, I left a few just because I wanted to kind of engage with people, and hopefully this guy would read my comments and get some help. But one of the things I said is, I'm sorry, but I don't think a paycheck is worth sacrificing your years away, especially when there are so many other ways to make money in America. Many of my former Marines make more money than I do. So here's the thing, guys. Why did I want to talk to you about this? Like I said, it kind of triggered me a little bit. And the thing is, I think everybody that left a comment on there, 99% of the people that left a comment on there, were legitimately trying to give this guy good advice. They were legitimately trying to help him so that he would have a better future. And it's all based off of their own personal experiences, their own biases, thoughts, opinions, ideas, whatever the case may be. But I don't agree with a lot of that advice. I do not think that anyone should sacrifice 8 years of their life for a paycheck. And that's a difficult thing to say, and I don't want to make it seem like it's the end all be all, like it's the only answer there is. But here's the thing, guys. If you don't want to be in that situation, you got to start planning today. The younger you are, the better it is that you start planning now. The younger you start, the better it is in the long run. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't wait until you're 40 and now you're in a miserable job and you can't get out of it because you're married, you got children, you got responsibilities, car payments, house payments, and you're thinking, how do I get out of this? But I can't. If I leave this job, I can't afford my life. That's a terrible position to be in. But if you start planning for it ahead of time, you can make those decisions. If you're making $100,000 a year and you're saving $40,000 of that and living off of 60 grand, it's easy to take a job where you get a big pay cut. Not only because you're used to living off of less money, but you've got a ton of investments, you've got savings, you've got money to help you get through whatever it is you need to get through. But too many people are staying in jobs that they hate for a paycheck. And I hate that there's people in the military doing that. And it's unfortunate. And I know it's not just the military. I guarantee you there's people out there, some of you who are currently working or have worked for supervisors, bosses, executives who you hate to work for, and they probably hate their jobs, but they're there because they're collecting a paycheck and the security of that paycheck. Especially, people think more money, less worries, but that's not the case. You start making six figures, you get used to making six figures. You set a lifestyle that is satisfied by six figures. So now, you definitely don't want to leave that job because that means giving up your BMW, that means giving up your nice house, it means giving up vacations in the Bahamas, it means giving up a lot of things. But again, if you plan ahead, if you save, if you invest, if you're disciplined about the way you spend money, you can make those changes. without stressing, without feeling like you're sacrificing so much. And if you can be happy with the decisions that you make for yourself, you'll make everyone else around you, your spouse, your children, your loved ones. You won't put the stress on them. So it's not just about you, it's about everybody else around you. You have to value your time, guys. Our time on this earth is not that long. And I'm not trying to make this a grim video, but I need you to understand, your time on this earth is not that long. You're already going to have a lot of problems in your life. Everybody does. That's just the nature of the beast. You're going to have loved ones that die. You're going to have problems at work, people that you're going to have to interact with that you don't get along with. There's already going to be plenty of drama in your life. You don't need to add more by staying in a job that drains you emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's just not worth it, guys. There's too many ways out there to make money in America nowadays. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy. You're not just going to go out there and just start picking up $100 bills on the street. You got to work for it. And depending on what you want to do, some of it's going to take time. It might be 5 years before you start making any decent kind of income. But again, if you don't have the courage to make that change and start working towards that, you'll never get there. And you'll always be in that job that you hate. And I don't want that for you guys. The only way to live the American dream is by planning ahead and being courageous. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so you get notified every time I upload a video. Keep living mad, and I'll see you in the next video.